All right, we're back with another impromptu stream here. My name is Steve Holmes. We're streaming from my drum room here in Los Angeles. We play drums. We try to play drums. We do some practicing. We're going to turn on the click, and I'm going to see if I can play to the click, and then we'll do some Q&A. And if we like it, then we'll leave it up. Who knows? There's tons of other streams on my channel. We got some different things happening here today. We've got the overhead cam back. Boom, right there. What's up, overhead cam? We did some different things with the microphones. Actually, I took one of my overheads and I put it over there, and I'm using it as a room mic. And I actually only have one overhead. So we split up the overheads to get kind of more of a roomy sound. I'm pretty happy with it. So we'll see what folks think. Post those comments. Let me know how it sounds. Let me know how it looks. Let me know if it's, the levels are okay, etc., etc. We're using Logic for our click today because the iPhone that uses that we were using for our click, we have to charge it. It's almost dead. So let's get that click going and see if we can't play some drums. We're going to do some uncomfortable tempos because that's what you should do. You should play at uncomfortable tempos. Lock into the click, start simple, and when you're feeling comfortable, start to get a little more complicated. Make sure you're on the grid. I have the click. The click is kind of low in the headphones, but it's good because it forces me to really try to stay with it, So let's turn on the click here and see what's what. There's the click. All right. Just kind of wanted to warm up with that tempo. Let's see what other tempo we should do. No complaints about the sound so far. That's good. I think we're going to, I don't know, maybe we'll slow it down and just do like a halftime thing. That way the click isn't so like obnoxious like every quarter note, you know. Let's see. Say like 70 something maybe. $65? Let's try that. Man, that's that's a really uncomfortable tempo. That's really uncomfortable. I mean, for grooving, it's fun, but it's like, see, the triplety stuff is like dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, and the 30-second notes is like so like both of those gears, you know, are kind of slow. But let's give it a try anyway. Oh, man. Ooh, man. What's up, folks? Steve Holmes here. We're streaming live from Los Angeles, practicing along with the click. I hope that click's not too loud. Let me know how the sound is. We've made some adjustments. Every stream we make adjustments, so I need to know if it's sounding okay. Hey, Patrick Legg with the $10 donation. Thank you so much, Patrick. Really, really appreciate it. If anyone else is interested in supporting the channel, you can click the super or the little dollar sign. That would be fantastic. I don't have a Patreon or anything at this point, so we're just doing these streams kind of willy-nilly. And it's people like Patrick that allow us to buy some new gear and mess with some stuff and try to improve things around here. Scott Dunn, to share growth, bumps and all, speaks volumes. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, it's silly to show practicing but no mistakes, you know, like, yeah, we're at the point now where that's just silly. Like, I'm not interested in creating an image where it's like, oh, Mr. Perfect. It's like, no, Mr. Working on it. Let's see. Jose Rutten says, watching you from the Netherlands. It's 5 to 1 in the morning here. Oh, man. Thanks for checking it out. Jose, cheers. Adam Wilson, hey, Steve, do you have any tutorials or advice on how to achieve strong and consistent bass for doubles? Adam Wilson, sounds hella good, by the way. Killer Bud, you've been rocking the Clickly. I'm trying. I'm working on a JT Media content. Oh, no. JT Media content. Is that you, Joe Travers? Now I'm nervous. JT Media content. Oh, man, you guys. Joe Travers in the house. If you don't know who he is, then get out of here. I'm just kidding. Do you give Zoom lessons? Yes, I do. Zoom lessons and in-person lessons and whatever lessons folks want. Email me at steveholmes@gmail.com and we'll set something up. But yeah, the streaming setup should be the same for Zoom. So like if we Zoom, the sound should be maybe similar to this. It should be the same, actually. Tutorials advice for how to achieve strong and consistent bass for doubles. Calv says, nice bounce of the clicking drums. Good. Thank you, Calv. We're working on it. I changed my setup here. I'll be mentioning this every stream, so if folks have been here before, it's going to be like a broken record, but I changed my sound setup completely to using the Universal Audio Apollo hardware. And so I'm using Universal plugins in real time, which took a lot of getting used to, man. Getting a plugin set up to sound good was a challenge for me because I'm not an engineer. And that stuff is not user-friendly if you don't know what you're doing. You know, all you need is a good EQ and good compression and a good, like, mastering plugin that lets you just, you know, boost stuff. And that's pretty much all I have going here. But like I said, I mentioned in the beginning for folks that missed it, I took away one of my overheads here. I can maybe show you. I only have one overhead. And I took my other overhead and I put it... Whoa, let's not unplug anything. I put it there. I put it there. Where can we point to it, Steve? Yes, right there. There. That's the other overhead. It's on the far side of the room because I wanted like a more kind of roomy sound. And I figure this room is small enough to where like one overhead might get the job done in terms of like cymbal clarity. And why not? You know, this is the fun. Mess with stuff. You know, experiment. You know, take advantage of the fact that we live in a time where you can just buy gear and like try to get your own drum sound. You know, but that's what's happening. I have one overhead for cymbals and I put the other overhead, and they're both panned like center. I put it on the other side of the room to make it sound like, you know, roomy. I think it works. Actually, it's working until I don't like it anymore. So, okay, doubles on the foot. You know what? There's no secret to doubles on the foot. The secret is just practice. But just work it. Just work your foot. You know, I always say when we talk about doubles on the foot, the song, there's an old song from Yes that kind of inspired me to really get this going a long time ago. It's a ballad called Our Song, and it's on 90125. Alan White on drums. And the chorus kind of goes like this. Let's switch Oh, there we go. Okay, yay, it's working. Okay, the chorus goes like this. So that double on the foot, boom, boom, like that was cool. That was like inspiring for me. And this was a long time ago. Like this is a really long time ago. But that was one of the things that made me want to get that happening. But honestly, like just work your foot and just play doubles. Put like a single hand double foot. Play a groove with your foot that involves a lot of doubles. You know, there's the old, kind of dotted eighth pattern that sounds like this. I'm not going to sit here and like butcher a samba for you guys, but the thing about the samba is like you're going to work that foot. I'm just trying to think of things that will like work the foot. You know, someone asked about like doubles with the foot, so that's like the stuff that I would recommend working on. You know, like I went through different subdivisions, triplets, 16s, 32nd notes, do like 4 with the hands, 2 with the feet. You know, that kind of thing. You know, play grooves. You know, that involve lots of doubles on the feet. You know, flams with doubles and V. Check it. You know, it shouldn't take that long to get that kind of thing happening. And this is kind of one of the things that, I mean, I think foot pedals are important, but like most folks aren't going to play more than like 3 notes in succession with their feet. So as long as you can get to a place where you can do that, you should be able to do that with like any pedal. It almost doesn't matter. Like it matters that you have to be able to do your thing, but most folks' thing is going to be like, 2 or 3 notes. Although having said that, like if you're practicing double bass vocabulary, like real double bass vocabulary, then it should be easy to go back to just playing like a double stroke with your foot, So that's it for doubles with the feet. I'm sorry you can't see my feet. I could, I'm happy to take my snare drum away. I don't know if that's gonna. Can you see? You can a little bit. So I actually have a light. I actually have a little light here that, I mean, it's like shining on my other leg, but that's how I play. My foot's kind of like, it's not flat on the pedal. It's kind of tilted actually. It's on an angle, simple, you know, doubles with the feet, you know. I'm not sure what else to say about that. Let's try to put the snare back here. So for folks wondering about the gear, this is a Yamaha PHX drum set. Love the Yamaha stuff. This is a pearl brass snare. We've got Zildjian Cymbals. And that's it. So we're talking about the foot. What else do we got? What else are you guys talking about? Easily the best drum sound I've heard on your channel, says Tony Jackson. We did it. We did it. Hey Steve, love your stuff. Can you run through your technique and how to practice buzz rolls? I've been struggling with this, says Timothy Raj. Can you talk about our song? That intro, please explain. Nope. Maybe Joe Travers can. JT Media. Joe, let's do like a joint Zoom stream or something. Man, our song, I mean, the verse of our song I know is like, it's like a 12/8 thing, right? No, it's not. I can't. The figures at the beginning of our song are tricky because the time and feel of the verse it's not easy to feel during the intro, but I think it's the same. So in other words, the intro uses the same time signature as the verse, but it's not at all obvious. It's a super great tune, you guys. It's called Our Song. It's from Yes. And I brought it up because the chorus has a quick double with the foot. Timothy, oh man, asked about buzz rolls. My buzz rolls suck. So, I mean, I guess that makes me qualified to not give an example of good buzz rolls, but tell you like what I would practice if I was practicing buzz rolls. You know, I mean, I know like, you know, different parts of the drum and you know, I mean, I would just start slow and speed up and start slow and speed up and just make sure you're getting, you know, the most buzz out of each stroke, you know. I know the laptop mic is on, so this is going to be really loud, but work on both hands, you know, like whatever, you know, grip you're going with, you know, just spend time with each hand and just do the buzz like individually, like analyze your buzz. I do a lot of left-handed buzz, like, you know, grooving and in the middle of fills and stuff, just because I think that this is cool, you know. But like a nice even buzz roll, like the goal is you can't hear the individual strokes, and I can't do that. Like I've heard guys that can do that. There was a teacher at Musicians Institute when I was there in the early 90s, this guy named Joe Brancato, who I believe is no longer with us, but he was an amazing jazz drummer, had some of the best brush technique and the best like buzz roll I think I had ever heard. But yeah, you want to get to the point where you can't hear the strokes. It's just like a like an even thing. And I can't do that. My buzz roll sucks. Let's watch me suck at the buzz roll. See, like, you can hear all the individual strokes, and even worse, like I think there's a definite difference in sound between my right buzz and my left buzz, which is gonna make it impossible for me to get it like even, you know. But that's what I would do, you know, and like where you play on the drum, like you can kind of cheat and play like on the outside, like you saw me doing. It's gonna make it sound, you know, a little better just by doing that. But I'm kind of not the guy that is like has that really happening. So I'm sure if you Google, you know, or if you just search on YouTube, you know, you'll find all kinds of cool stuff about that. Let's see. That was practice buzz rolls for Timothy. Let's see. You talk about our song. Yeah, we talked about that. Oh man, JT Media Content. Snare sounds amazing, Steve. Thank you, Joe Travers. Miss you, bro. Let's see. Thanks, Steve. That was very helpful. I've been playing for years, but I've always struggled with the good bass drum technique. Yeah, just keep going with it, man. Stixology. Okay, here's the breakdown in Zappa's Catholic Girls. Ever tried it? I plan to work on it, and I'd like to hear. No, maybe I'll dig into that, and we can talk about it, or JT Media can talk about Oh, man. Let's see. Jamie says, hey, Steve, I love your stuff, man. I was checking out the limb breaker, Gergo Borlai phrase that you made a video of 4 years ago. What were some of the challenges you faced in learning it? James is talking about, or Jamie rather, Jamie's talking about a video on my channel. If you haven't checked out my channel, do please check it out. There's tons of stuff on there. Tons of stuff on there. Some of it old, some of it new. But the beauty about the drum stuff is like it's kind of timeless. Like, which is not the case with a lot of internet content. Like some stuff will seem dated, and like if it's good information, a drum video, it's literally timeless. There's a lot of stuff on my channel that's that I think folks might find useful. But I made one video talking about this lick that I learned from Gergo Borlai, who's one of the greatest drummers of all time. I took a lesson with him, and he played this thing, and I was like, whoa, show me that. And I'll demonstrate it and talk about it just for a second. But to answer the question, the thing that was difficult for me was, it's like it really tested my coordination, you know? And it's a funky sounding phrase, like it's a crazy sounding phrase. This is the phrase we're talking about. So that's basically it, and I was just kind of messing with it at the end. But it's basically the phrase is it's like every 7th 16th note. So if you were playing 16 notes and you accent it every 7th one, like that's how long one of these is, right? And it's just like that at the end is like tricky. Right? So it's the first thing I try to do when I'm learning a crazy phrase is like, can I sing it to the quarter note, you know? And if you check out this video that we're talking about on my channel, like I show the clip of me and Gergo, and I sing the phrase to him to confirm that I was, you know, that I understood it. And it's like, right? And so because it's 7/16 notes, like you can't just sit on it and expect it to resolve the one. It's not going to resolve the one for 7 bars, actually, because if you're playing 16 notes and however many you're accenting, that's how many bars it's going to be. And so what I like to do is I like to just kind of play it up and then like chop it off after like, you know, 2 counts or 4 counts, so that it's like a nice, it's a nice 1-bar fill that you can do. You know, or a 2-bar fill, you know, and so I'll be like 3, 4. You know, and someone asked, like, oh, what was the hard thing about that? The hard thing about that is playing this, like, with the quarter note going on the left foot, which is important to me. I always have the quarter note going on the left foot for folks that, like, watch all my videos, everything ever. A lot of times, 90% of the time, this is always going, you know? And I break down like how I practiced it in that video. I basically took one of the phrase, and I chopped it in half. And I practiced just the first half, and then just the second half, and then I put them together, you know? So the beginning is... we start the second one there. Right? You know, funny faces and all, because this is hard, you know? So, that's pretty much it. That's the phrase. If you want to hear me talk about it more, just go to my channel and find the video. It's like the Gergo Borlai limb breaker. That's what I called it. But the hard thing was to answer the question, like doing that and shaking the hi-hat at the same time. So there you go. That was for Jamie Brillis. Let's see. Stamo says, I'm transcribing actual proof at the moment. I just passed the 4 bars. Well, good luck. Which version? There's so many versions of that now. All these videos of Vinny playing actual proof. It's so nuts because they're all different and they're all amazing. Steve Holmes, that's a second looking setup spread, says Harry Hagman. Thank you. Nicholas says, playing a buzz in time is hard. You have to bring the sticks in like whack. Thanks, Steve. Appreciate it. Herman, you should not hear pulses and buzz rolls. Yeah, that's what I was mentioning. Like it should just be an even thing, rather. Would you mind slowing down some of the stuff you were playing at your intro? Well, it was just all like, it was with a click and it was all just improvised. You know, it's hard to know like what I was doing. You know, you'd have to, that's the thing, is like, it would be great if, you know, there was a thing where we could stream with like a time code and like people can be like, okay, here, what was this? And here at this time, what was that? And then like right away we could go back and look. But we don't really have that. Lever cymbal choices, would you mind giving a breakdown of the size model? Says smooth operator. Sure. Smooth operator. Let's talk about cymbals. That's fun. These are Zildjian cymbals. This is a 20-inch custom dry light ride. My favorite ride ever. Good for all genres. 20-inch K custom dry light. All right. Great on the tip. Great on the tip. Great with the shoulder. Great on the bell. Love this ride. We've got 2 splashes here. Custom hybrid splash. This is an 11. K custom hybrid splash, 11-inch. The other splash is an A custom EFX because it has holes, as you see. And this is, what size is this? I think this is a 10 or 11. The main crash here is a K custom session crash. It's a 16. Custom session crash. Actually, let's switch to the overhead cam for this. Duh, Steve. K custom session crash. This is a 15-inch Zildjian Azuka that I love because it serves the purpose of a China cymbal, but it's not as abrasive as a China. And we have one rivet. We have a rivet in here. The hats. This top hi-hat I got in the mid-'80s. This is the oldest thing on this kit. This is a 13-inch new beat. Hi-hat, super old. And the bottom is kind of newer, hence the price tag is still on there. This is a custom special dry hi-hat bottom, 13-inch. Custom special dry. We've got a bunch of hats in here. This is just, and every time I try a new pair of hats, I always end up going back to this for my top. 13-inch new beat from the 80s. Let's see, this is another pair of hats I have just for a quick X hat. This is a Master Sound top, 13A Master Sound. And the bottom, I don't know, it kind of doesn't matter what the bottom is. Let's see. Really asking to give a full breakdown. Master Sound bottom 12. So we've got a 13 on top of a 12, actually. So it looks like this, right? And I actually tried a bunch of different combinations of the hi-hats that I had here and ended up just going with this. So I guess that says something. The other main crash, this guy, this is just a 17A custom crash. No special sub-brand. 17-inch A custom. This guy back here, ooh, this guy's special. Let's take him off the thing so we can give him the attention, or give her the attention that it deserves. I don't know what gender symbols are, sorry. Custom special dry crash. Custom special dry crash. Custom special dry crash. This is a 16. And the reason why I like this cymbal is because it also serves the purpose of a China without kind of getting in the way a China can. And we can do the GHOOSH with both of these, the Azuka and this thing. For those that don't know what the For those that don't know what the GHOOSH is, it's the floor tom and China together GHOOSH, right? Which we kind of got from Vinny. He does that a lot. As a backbeat, sometimes like a slow halftime thing, you do the GHOOSH as the backbeat. It sounds kind of cool, like this. Man, that stick literally went flying out of my hand. What I wanted to play when I did that is like the triplet on the hat with a fourth stroke on the. Like I went to do that and stick went flying. Anyway, that's the cymbal breakdown. All right, I am a Zildjian artist, and it's by design. I love this stuff. So that was for Smooth Operator. If anyone wants to support the channel, you can click the super, the super sticker with the $sign. That would be great. We're trying to save up for some stuff, and we've actually managed to get a fairly significant amount of new gear recently. We've got the new Apollo Twin X for the sound. Bought some studio monitors and a new MacBook, and we're using like old iPhones for cameras and stuff. Oh man. Let's see. Thanks for that one, Steve. Greatly appreciate it. It's very hard to play the. Let's see your correction on the 5th bar. Sorry. Thanks for that one, Steve. Greatly appreciate it. For me, it's very hard to play the crochet pulse with the hi-hat under the Gergo phrase. Oh, yes. It's hard to tap your foot to that Gergo thing. I would be interested to see your top favorite Elvin and Tony phrases. Man, I don't really have a favorite like Elvin or Tony phrase. I just love them, Although, now that I'm thinking about it, what's the second song on Speak No Evil with Elvin and going into that first solo? Speak No Evil, the second tune, going into that first solo. It's a trumpet solo. It starts with that Elvin buzz roll. And he does the flam, the Elvin flam with the cymbal and the snare. Nobody did that like Elvin, man. Speak No Evil is like that album is jazz drumming, like period, the end. Anyone that hasn't checked out Wayne Shorter Speak No Evil, like put on the headphones, put down your phone and just listen. That's what jazz drumming is. It's nuts. For Tony, I mean, I don't know, I love the Live in New York stuff, when he had, Wallace Roney and, oh man, what was that piano player's name? Mulgrew Miller. And they do like Sister Cheryl and that stuff. I love that stuff. If you ever get the chance to check out the UFIP cymbals, go to the classic series. Says Jose. Thank you, Jose. We'll keep that in mind. Very nice. Thanks. I thought for sure of your splashes was Oriental. Yeah, no. I have a bunch of other splashes. Like, check it out. Let's see what we got. And maybe next time, we'll take some requests. You guys can tell me what splashes to put up. Let's see. We've got an 8-inch A, right? We've got another A that is the size is rubbed off. I think it's a 10. We've got a trash former, 10-inch trash former. These are great for stacking. I love the trash formers. Here's an Oriental splash. These things sound great. And then like the bigger kind of 12, the A, brilliant. I think this has the brilliant finish. But yeah, right now this is what we're digging. The two kind of smaller ones. But these are here for when we're ready to order others. I agree completely on the FIFA. Oh, it's FIFA Fo Foam. That's the song. Oh, man. All right, so I think we're caught up with comments. So let's turn the click back on and do a little bit more playing, and then we're going to wrap it up because we've been going for almost an hour. So let's see. What tempo should we put the click at? Be reasonable. You tell me what tempo the click should be at. Oh, and actually, maybe we can change the... Oh, look, we can do 7/8 or 5/4 in Logic. Do you want to change the project time signature? Change the signature. Yep, change it. All right, what happens if we turn on the click? Oh, we need it to be faster. Three, 4, 5, 1. Okay. There's one groove in 5 that is fun and kind of gets me started on that stuff. It's a good launching position. Let's turn it up. Let's go like what, 1. Okay. Let's embarrass ourselves and do. Can we do that? Okay, so I haven't played in 5 in a long time, so this is probably going to be bad. But there's 2 kind of 5 grooves that I'm okay at that are good like launching points. So I'm going to turn on the click, kind of go back and forth between those grooves and see if we can maybe do a little blowing and stuff over that. So let's see. Oh, easy there. All right, here we go. Man, I told you guys. I mean, talk about embarrassing myself. I think we were off to a good start there, but I went to the deep end of the pool, and I should not have. I should not have gone to the deep end of the pool. I should have brought myself in. Really, the thing to do there is, like, if I catch myself playing a phrase that I think is in 5 and it's not, like, you just gotta stop and examine the accents of that phrase and see what's wrong. Like, what part is not in 5, you know? So yeah, that's and also with that Logic click, the 1 is not terribly obvious, and I find that it helps me when I'm practicing that stuff. Those of you who have heard me talk about playing an odd meter before, that's what I always say. Like, I would date a drum machine or something, and I would just make one. Like, I would stack all these things: claps and bass drums and cymbals and cowbells, and it would be like ging, 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 so that, you know, if you're kind of taking a chance and you lose where 1 is, like, you know, you can still get it. You can still hear the drum, the 1, and I need that actually. Next time I'll have a different drum machine where 1 is a little more obvious. But I mean, one could argue that having 1 not be obvious is just going to force me to listen harder, which is probably better. All right. So if anyone is interested in supporting the channel, feel free to do so. That would be great. That would be appreciated. My name is Steve Holmes. We're streaming from Los Angeles here. If anyone wants drum lessons one-on-one, let's do it. Let's talk about drums. Let's get you to the next level. Email me, steveholmes@gmail.com. Let's see. FIFA. Oh, we had some click suggestions. 180, 135. Sorry, I went and jumped the gun on that. I was gonna say 200, but 180 is good. Drum sound fantastic, says Bradley live streams. Thank you, Bradley. Appreciate it. Let's see. Nick says chops. You're doing good. No man killed it. Thank you. I mean, you know, we were there for a little bit in the beginning. I felt pretty confident in the beginning, but then, like, I was trying. There was one phrase in particular that was tricking me. It was that dotted 8 thing where I was doing, like, the rolls, you know, like bam 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 ba chicka da bam 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 ba chicka ba beige 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 ba is the beige. Like, once I found it, like, I just I did it over and over. But yeah, it's not second nature yet. Oh, Taka the drummer says greetings from Japan. Nice, Taka. I remember you from before. Welcome. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Ever try the counting click? You know what? Not a whole lot. I probably should. And I just watched that. There's a recent lesson from Chris Coleman where he talks about counting, like, out loud while you're playing, and I should spend more time doing that. Really. Chris Coleman is just one of the greatest drummers ever. Let's see. Tis false modesty. It sounded awesome, but we know you're practicing. Got some great ideas. Anyway, says Stixology. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I don't really think it's false mod. I mean, again, strengths and weaknesses, right? I'm not being modest so that I don't come off arrogant. Like, I screwed up a lot in there. You know, like, I lost 1 like several times during that whole thing. It may not be obvious, but I mean, the goal is, like, never lose 1, feel comfortable in that meter. You know, and I didn't really do that. Let's see. When you use the click, which beat are you feeling strongly? I want to feel 1 strongly, but the pulse is always going. So really, I mean, you should feel all of them equally as strong, you know, because 1 count isn't necessarily more important than the other. And maybe I put too much emphasis on 1 in my mind. Let's see. Chris Coleman is fantastic. Yeah, he's amazing. He's amazing. I love his drumming. I should screw up so yeah. Okay, I think we're gonna wrap it up here, guys. My wife's making Christmas cookies, and I think it's time to go try them. I appreciate you hanging out. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the feedback. It's an ongoing thing here. The drum sound. For those that didn't hear in the beginning, we tried something different today. We took one of our overheads and we put it at the end of the room. So I only have 1 overhead on the kit, and then the other overhead is, like, on the far side of the room. And I think it sounded I think it's an improvement actually. I wanted to get a more roomy sound. It sounded really direct. So yeah, this is my do-it-yourself setup. I got the earbuds in the ears with the cans on top. All right, so we'll be doing more streaming in the near future. All right, my name's Steve Holmes. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it.